how would I get what I want done if I gave up because wasn't getting it done? You know, like how would that help in accomplishing something that I want to accomplish? You know, like just because it doesn't happen doesn't mean it won't. Doesn't mean all the work that I put in is for nothing. You know, like you can't give up right before the finish line type deal anyway. But or even stop. It doesn't matter. Like to me, I have the trust fall, and I completely have to unconditional faith and unconditional trust. That's how it works with God, and I just got to surrender and let it go, and let Him know that, or I know that He's going to handle it. And I don't have to worry about it because He doesn't want me to worry. He never wanted any of us to worry, or doubt, or fear, or have any of these. Our original blueprint didn't have this makeup. And so He's trying to show us that, you know, and the divine, that we can trust them. And so that's why it's been one of my biggest lessons is just letting everything go and being like, okay, you know, all the control, all the judgment, all the comparison, all the fear, all the separation, and just not knowing the future and being okay with it, you know, and knowing that what I'm doing in the present is going to pay off no matter what, because it's the right thing to do, you know. But you know what? That's how you know that's false, though, and it's a lie, and it's a veil, and it's an illusion. Is giving up because we haven't accomplished something, even if we don't see the end, and we put in work for a particular ending, for a particular result, you know. But we just haven't seen it, and we don't know when it's going to be. Don't give up on it ever. You know what I mean? Like just because you don't see it doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. You have to put your faith and trust in God that it will. That's what happened to me. So yeah. And I almost gave up a bunch, you know, like I did give up and then I got back up. I never did give up all the way, you know. I stumbled and fell many times, but I always got back up because I could. That's what I mean. I could stand back up again, to do it again, to try it again. Yeah. Even if I didn't know the outcome, you know what I mean? Like, anyway. I'm finishing. I literally, yeah, I've just gone through a walk-in transition, and I'm coming to the understanding of different levels of consciousness that I've never been, because it's so nonlinear, and I already knew that, but I didn't know in what ways that could be true. You know, like that's what, you know, and that's what you have to be open to the surprise. You have to be open to the potentiality of infinity. Open to the potentiality of infinity in every moment by accepting and surrendering and allowing God to be God, you know, and your place within, you know, honestly, as a flame of God and as the light of God, as a conduit. Like God works through you, though, and the divine works through you. You are still involved. That's what co-creation is. You're doing it together, and that's what you want, because then you can trust, and then you can have faith, and you can surrender and not worry, and all that good stuff. I'm telling you. And it was the hardest thing for us to do because we were coming out of the age of Pisces, or we're already out of it. We're already in the age, of course. And so, yeah, and the ones that are transitioning, like me, the soul that's transitioning over into this new age, we were programmed and conditioned by outside forces, energetic forces, into what we are. And that's what I'm coming to the realization of fucking how amazing God is. Like the different level, I've leveled up, but it's not linear. The shit isn't linear. Like it's so like what's coming online for me is profound and amazing. And the thing is, I had to let everything go to even be able to receive it, because that's the way it works. You know, you can't hold on to anything. You have to release. And if you do, more light can come in. Well, that's more knowledge, more truth, more understanding, more connection, more anything of light. You know, but you have to let the dark stuff go. You have to heal the dark stuff. You have to face the dark stuff, you know, but you can heal it and it becomes light after that. And it's yours to command after that. It is, because it's your light and your dark that you have integrated into one. And that's actually really, really good job. Like, that's a really good thing to do. That's what you want to do, always. You never want to run from your pain, and you never want to run from your shadows, and you never want to run from parts of you that are you. So, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Like, I'm a different version of me that I've ever been. And I'm really open-minded as it is. So like all these things that's why it's more like really, really cool that they're happening, you know, because I'm like, I didn't even think that, you know, like, well, boom, like, yes. And the potentiality of that coming into fruition, well, fucking oh my God. Like, this is next level, next fucking And the old versions of me are dead. They're gone. And that's cool. That's because they were, I learned from them and I used ego as a tool, you know what I mean? But like, there's bigger fish to fry. There's things that we got to do. There's things that got to be done, and things that need to be accomplished and achieved and the greatest of ways though, it's for the highest good of all. And so like for real and for the benefit of all and are most beneficial for all, which is the highest good of all, same thing. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the many versus the one. That's what we're coming out of the Piscean age. It's seeing from the ego view, the lower mind, only from one. My perspective, or I'm more important than anyone else. When we're all the same, and we have to look at it that way and have a basis along that line from that perspective. That's where humility and empathy and things like that, compassion, come from. Is when you take all of it into account, not just your own needs. Because then nothing's balanced that way. No one has the same needs as someone else. Everyone's journey is different than anyone else's. Like, it's not, no one person is the same. Not even the makeup of their body, dude, which tells you a lot right there. All right, we got whole universes going on in our body without our say-so, just doing its thing. And like, we have been taught to focus on things that are not important for so long, and we have manifested from that point. And from a not happy point, this is uncharted territories, because like, we're actually going to raise the vibration in ways that haven't been seen before in this type of situation, reality, existence. And so, yeah, it's uncharted territories. It's really cool. That's really fucking cool, like, it's amazing to be part of, be, honoring and gratifying and revering to be a part of. That's why it's like, well, thank you for letting me do this. That's what I'm in gratitude pretty much all the time, right now. And in which ways I'm not, I'm facing, I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I'm going to quote Maori, okay, Captain Maori on Bleach, when in the Rancor arc, when he's talking to what's his name, and he's like, and the enemy was talking about perfection and striving for perfection, and Captain Maori was like, that I don't like. I'm a scientist, and scientists strive are trying to obtain perfection and want to be perfect in so many ways, but that leaves no room for learning and expanding and growing. And so that's why he didn't like the concept of perfection, because then it's over and there's nothing else to attain. You've already achieved anything that you could have in that area, and you can't grow anymore. And so he's like, so I don't like the idea of being perfect. And I was like, bet, yo, for real, that's the truth. It is. And it's a good thing that we're imperfect, because it leaves us room to be able to do things that have never been done before, and grow in ways that we've never been before, and expand in ways we've never been before. And so it's a good thing to me. We have to like flip the script from going like trying to attain, and that's what it was. That's one of the veils too. That's one of the conditioning and the programming that was put on us to think that was important, to base it from that point. And it's not. It's the opposite. And they did that a lot. Okay, like, for real. If you look at it, you can see the patterns, you can see the occurrences. Yes. And I'll explain it, because that's what I'm doing. And that's what I mean. I just walked in with a different version. Walk-in is from the same soul family, same soul signature and energy family as old. And a walk-in that comes in, to finish, and that's okay, because it's literally a version of your soul that's coming in to do the job for you that you couldn't do. But you did great getting up to that point. But there's just, and there's a contract already made with God and the high councils and the karmic boards and all that kind of stuff for this to happen, for you to be able to switch, take him out, like, this guy needs a rest. We gotta put him in the med bed. Like, rough, and then they usher in and you transition. And that's what I mean. I'm going through that. Like, I'm at the end. I'm like 98%. Okay, all the old versions of me are dead, and I'm in this upgraded, up-leveled version of all the things that I ever wanted, that I know that fear is bullshit, so I'm not going to live by it, and I don't have to anymore. Like, I had implants in me and all these things, these energetic, that I couldn't get rid of, that I was still holding on to, that was keeping up the matrices in the ways that it was using my own energy to do so. And so so I had clause in my contract, my soul contract, you know what I mean, that said, well, if you can't get it done, but you still want to, and you want to, but you can't see, because it's not simple at all. It's not simple at all, and so, like, this is very complex. This is very intricate. That's what makes it so fucking cool. That's what makes it so amazing. God, to be revered and to be grateful for seeing God in the ways that you can. All the creation and the expression of God. God created man so that man could become God. And so, like, to forget so it could come back to the remembering that it was God and goddesses. We have God within us. We are God. We are. There is no one above another. It's not the way it works. We can perform miracles, and we were conditioned and manipulated and programmed not to. And now we actually get to do that again. We get to come back to the remembering of who we are, grow and expand, become more than we were before, but come back to stuff that we already knew that we don't know now. Like, how amazing is this? For real. Like, that's why you're like, oh my God, this is really cool. Like, thank you for letting me do this. Like, I'm very grateful. I'm appreciative, and that I could do it. Like, like that I could be here and do this, because it's not the ways that we have thought, and so people needed to come in to pull us out of this. You know what I mean? God loves and unconditionally loves, and doesn't want to destroy any vibrational creation or expression of himself. He doesn't. She, the original source creator. Like, he's made of the highest vibration, which is unconditional love, and then it goes down to the lower vibrations. And although they're lower vibrations, and he understands, he's integrated all the way. I mean, like, you can't really get it. There's no imbalance in him. He is the infinity, and we are the finite, pretty much. Within that, but that relies upon the infinity, but the infinity relies upon the finite as well. Like, it's, but yeah, I don't remember what I was saying that. You be careful, because those are dark interferences too. Those could be projections, and yeah, like old programs, old matrices that were upon you. When you forget something like that, that's from a fear, and that's usually from a program. Like, I had energetic hooks, dude. Yeah, and no, I know, I'm really grateful to be here for God, and to be able to do this, to bring the new earth in. And I'm supposed to do it from the most vulnerable and authentic spot, and or, my heart, me, within me, and just express it out, and show others how to do the same, and be free in their own way. And that's amazing. I'm grateful for that. Besides helping getting justice for my ancestral line and other deceased loved ones and people, and galactic karma, serving that as well, and standing in that. I'm glad I had a walking soul to come and do that too. So I'm not different. That's what I mean. That it's the same soul. It's just a more advanced version. Because God's amazing. You can't put a limit on God in any fucking way. And you're made of God. And how old my creation is, it's primordial. I can feel it. I know it. Just is. So I can access parts of me like that, and like be able to integrate it and understand it, and still be able to do my thing. Like, that's how I know I am what I am. And to embrace it for God, because that's what he wants me to do anyway. I am of God, and I let God be God through me, and he's proud. That's the co-creation. Yes, we get to experience together. Like, this is, and the divine, and your ancestors for your highest good, and your celestial star families, and your dragon, all of them, everything that makes up your DNA, everything that makes up your existence. Anyway, but yeah, thank you, God, for, yeah, thank you, thank you. It is so, and so it is. It is so, and so it is. It is so, and so it is.